Hello everyone! Today I will start with part 1 of a two-part series. The series contains two separate games of the Tier 6 Russian premium, the Murmansk. If you are wondering if I find the Murmansk a good premium, my answer is a simple yes, based on the total package of the ship. With this I am considering the fun factor, my overall performance on the ship, the credits you receive and the price in US dollars or euros. First of all, it is a very fun to play ship and I do not get bored on it easily. I already played over 100 games in it and it is still my ship to go to whenever I have a losing streak or I notice I get a little bit salty. On average I do, according to the Wargaming site, over 2500 XP and according to another statistics website over 2000 XP. Which one to believe? I have no clue. In general, I rarely have a bad game in it. The credits that the ship generates could be almost the best of the game when you consider time spent in the game. At tier 6 the games are reasonably fast and the net earnings, so after repairs and stuff like that, are on a bad game around 100k and on a good game around 350k. If you have a game over 2k base XP, which is quite doable in a ship, you get around 400 or 500k credits. Now for the pricing. In the EU you have to pay around 12 euros. I think this is really doable for what the Murmansk offers. If you are playing on the NA server, there is a bundle where you can get this Murmansk for around $3.50, so this includes the ship, a slot, 7 days of premium and 1k gold. So Google it a bit or check Reddit and you know where to go. For the NA, buying the ship is a no-brainer. For the EU, if you consider buying a premium, then this ship would be my number one advice. Now, all of this information could be nice, but overall the enjoyment of the ship will definitely be related in how you can perform reasonably with it in games. So today I will show you my best game so far with AP damage, and tomorrow I will show you my best game with HE damage. According to a Q&A with Wargaming employees, HE is considered the shell type for beginners and AP is considered the shell type for advanced players. Well, I do not agree with that totally, and you will see why in this series. If you do not know how to shoot citadels with AP on this tier, it is quite easy. For hitting citadels with AP shells, when other cruisers are broadsiding you, you should aim for the waterline just below their smokestacks. HE you should use on battleships and destroyers. Tomorrow I will discuss how you can maximize your damage with HE. So let's get into the game, and as you can see I am playing on fault line and I am not the highest tier, but that doesn't matter for the Murmansk. As you can see I had some quite difficult shots on the enemy ships and now I can actually engage a ship properly. The Furutaka, yes, this is a game from the previous patch, started to broadside me. So I'm switching from HE to AP and start looking for that citadel. In the beginning I'm not hitting the ship below the smokestacks, but as you can see some hits are landing. After each volley I'm trying to correct my lead, and with the rate of fire of the Murmansk this can be done pretty quick. After our first through engagement with the Furutaka, the citadel counter is at 5. I do not have time to chill out as the enemy is playing really aggressive. I still had AP loaded after the battle with the Furutaka, so I just shoot it at the Omaha. He is not showing his broadside anymore, so I switched to HE. As you can see, HE is doing some damage, but definitely not the damage we would like. The nice thing about the Murmansk is having 6 barrels at the front of the ship, so you do not have to show your broadside while you still can dish out tons of damage. The moment I see that the Omaha is rotating and starts showing his broadside to me, I switch to AP. Well, I'm quite lucky with the shell dispersion and this is how fast it can go. Another 4 citadels added to the collection. Suddenly the tier 6 Mutsuki pops up. I switch to HE and have to wait a full reload. This gives me time to launch my torpedoes, so I force the destroyer to be predictable. I do not think any ship is voluntarily driving into that region. With the Mutsuki being predictable, I can focus on 2 things: hitting my shells and trying to dodge his torpedoes. When dodging torpedoes at these close ranges that haven't been launched yet, always steer away from the destroyer, as this will make his shot pretty difficult. Of course, try not to hit any islands. They haven't done anything wrong. I was pretty lucky there, as he didn't have his reload up or he just dunked out. Watching me steering away from an island is not very fun to watch, so let's skip to the action. I just finished correcting my mistake and a Phoenix pops out of the 9-10 line. As again enemy shows me his broadside, I load AP. With me rotating, you can see one of the very few weaknesses the Murmansk has. Its turrets do not rotate that fast. This is not a terrible weakness, as the Murmansk has a lot of different guns all over the ship. The first few salvos of AP already result in quite some citadels. Now this is a tier 4 cruiser and it should not be that difficult to hit those citadels. For some reason I have quite some trouble hitting his ship. With that being said, another one small weakness of this ship is the shell travel time on long ranges. As you can see on the minimap, the range on the Murmansk is insane, and you can extend it with your scout plane. However, the shell travel time on those ranges is also insane. When I finally finish off the Phoenix, I have added another 5 citadels to the collection. At last I have some time to check the minimap. I only see 3 ships in the south, of which one is a carrier. That means we're still missing 3 ships, which most likely will be a cruiser and 2 destroyers. My teammate in the Oma is for some reason rotating towards the 9-10 line, and I will follow him a bit. Then an Alba appears. So we first saw how we could citadel a Furtaka at tier 5, then a Phoenix at tier 4, and now let's see what we can do against a tier 6 Alba. Well, he is broadsiding me, so let's see what I can do. Again, I have my front directed towards the enemy, so I'm as small a target as possible, while I'm still being able to fire 6 guns at the same time. Again, struggling a bit with leading my shells, I start hitting some citadels. As you could see, aiming at the section where the ship hits the water is really important. Doing that delivers me citadels. Not doing that delivers me less than 1k damage with 6 shells. The Alba disappears as fast as he came, and we can add another 5 citadels to the collection and have a total of 19. As you can see on the minimap, our carrier is toast. An enemy Clemson is heading towards him, and he is pretty smart about it. He stays behind the island, so I cannot connect my shells. Let's skip to the part where I can do the honorable thing and revenge my teammate. Unfortunately for the Clemson, the planes of the dead carrier captain still spots him. This gives me a clear shot, and of course I'm gonna fire some HE at him. After quite some damage, I finally earn my Confederate medal and I can look forward to those juicy XP flags. And yes, the Murmansk is perfect for farming those. The reason why it is so good at earning those is that you're basically a damage machine with AP, and your high rate of fire also guarantees quite some fire damage if you shoot HE. If you're looking for another good ship that gets you these flags easily, and you do not want to get into a premium ship, you can take the tier 3 St. Louis for a spin. If you watch my stream, then you know I'm like a deer looking into the headlights of an approaching car when it comes to torpedoes. So this time I make sure that I'm taking my time to dodge those. It seems we killed the engine of the Clemson and he does not have any smokes left. After some dodgy shells, we finally finish him off. During the remainder of the game, we cannot get into any more action and we finish off with a win. You can check the better results for yourself, and as you can see, collecting citadels and doing tons of damage is definitely how I would describe the Murmansk. Also, more than 500,000 credits after repairs is giving my treasury pleasure. Tomorrow part 2 of the Murmansk series, and then we will do even better with HE. See you on the high seas.